Beautiful, beautiful, precious souls. Welcome to Ascension's Love with Alice, a return to union as we go into this full moon lunar transmission here. So we have a full moon approaching us on the night of the 29th, 30th of December. I'm going to call it the 30th of December. She's going to be a full moon in Cancer, having just left the sign of Gemini. So I'm really excited to see into the energies that she wishes to bring forth, any messages she wishes to transmit through to us. So although we could look at the you know, astrological and astronomy of Cancer and the sign there, I'd rather hear from the moon herself and whatever she wishes to bring forth here in her wisdom, in her light. So let's have a look at how she's going to be affecting our energy and what she wants us to focus on this beautiful full moon, to the last full moon of 2020. What does she want us to focus on? So let's pull 3 cards from the Moonology deck. I've taken out all the house cards and I've just got the phases in here. So we're looking at three cards. How would you like us to focus our energies for this last full moon of 2020? Beautiful, thank you. Lunar cycle. So we've got, you're very close to achieving your goal, a time for healing, and nothing will come of the situation. Super interesting. So on the bottom of this, we've got adjustments are required. Right then, so let's put those cards down a second. Let's put these up here. I want to get some more detail and more clarity coming through. So first and foremost here, this feels like it's very much relating, although we do have the sign of Cancer, which is very much about that mother, that feminine energy coming in. Do check out the weekly energy forecast that we had for this week ahead, as that will talk more about this particular sign, I find, and the energy coming through from the feminine, divine feminine. But what I'm feeling right now is we've got this very close to achieving your goal, a time for healing, and nothing will come of this situation. So void, of course, moon. So what's really fascinating is it feels very much like we are still in that integration process, which we know we are, of that age of Aquarius. The light that was channeling in from those beautiful 7 suns on the switch over of the solstice is integrating, right? So what's happening is there is a lot of final aspects, it feels like, of the divine feminine that wishes to come forward in her, any wounding that may be apparent, any distortions that may be apparent, to come forward to actually shift into balance, right? So this is why, you know, we've got healing coming in here as a massive part of this last full moon. There are things that need releasing, and you're going to be shown that as well, right? You know, with the void of course moon, you're going to be shown what isn't serving you no longer, ways of thinking, ways of being, ways of responding to situations. Oh, I've got cards flying out the deck here. You know, they're reminding us, you know, what have we been creating? What did we create with the new moon that we had, right? The new moon that we had 2 weeks ago. What have we been creating in that space of time? Because that energy is going to come to fruition here, whatever it is that we put forth on, when was it? Was it the 15th, 16th, when we had the new moon? Was it a Sagittarius new moon? I think it was. Whatever we were creating around that space of time, you know, it's coming to fruition now. We've been creating it, using that inspiration, and it's time to harvest it. So just tune back, throw your mind back a little bit to what you were focusing on energetically and emotionally back then. You know, if you keep a dream journal or a gratitude journal, or even if you went back through your posts, just remind yourself what you were doing around 2 weeks ago here. You know, look at this, nourishment, relationships and health are coming through once again as a big theme here, because that's, she's saying, you know, whatever isn't serving in your current relationships, whatever new relationships and new ways of being, ways of emotion that you're trying to create, you know, allow them to, this is about nourishing you. This is like, every relationship is about, should be about nourishing you, right? And that starts with your relationship with self, right? That starts with your relationship with self, and you've been releasing, and you continue to release things that aren't serving you. You know, as you go into this full moon, you you know, you harvest, and then you start to after the harvest, you start to go inwards and reflect a little bit and release again, right? And you know what's really fascinating here, and look, I've got self-expression coming up on the bottom of the deck here, because this is very much what this energy coming in for the start of this reading is wanting to say. You know, how you express yourself, the safety, the sovereignty that you have in doing so with the current relationships and all that you've created in your lifetime. You know, this is, it's being brought into, it's being brought to the forefront of your mind and your heart to actually see, you know, is this serving me? Is this nourishing me? Is this growing me? And if it's not, how can I make adjustments, and how can I shift the energy around myself? Because we know that energy, for it to mirror with other people, for it to come forth in other people, whether that's family, friends, work colleagues, whatever, you know, for that to happen, it's you know, we have to have it active in our energy grid, right? So, and it's very much related to that self-expression. So the start of this full moon energy is very much about how are you able to express yourself, how are you able to be free to be you, to allow your emotions, your heart to soar and to love and to be, right? You know, and how have you created that to be, right? And if it's not yet there, then that's where we go into the healing. So and once again, this dancing card just really wanted to come out of the deck here. I'll move that up. I don't think that's in the frame of the, let's move that here. There we go, that's better, you can see that now. So it's really funny because that was on the bottom of the deck just a second ago. But the self-expression is really going to help move any energy that is still waiting to be released here, because there is that energy of releasing happening. So let's have a look. So beautiful, beautiful moon. If we are working on this energy within our own dynamic, what are we releasing? What are we healing? What are we healing? You're bringing up this healing energy. So what are we, is there anything else that we want to pull forward here? Look, and we've got the fairies coming out here, playtime, enchantment, environment. You know, this is about lighting up, right? You know, reminding yourself what it is to have fun, right? You know, this year has been very serious, and the fairies are coming in here to remind us, you know, we have to play. That's why the dancing is coming up. You've got to dance, you've got to sing, you've got to move your body, and just allow yourself to connect with that inner child energy, because that's what's being healed right now with this Cancerian energy coming in. That's what's being healed right now. Like, whatever your inner child has felt for the past however long, you know, we are releasing any expectations and obligations that we have felt pushed onto us as we enter this age of Aquarius, right? You know, this age of Aquarius is about that liberation, about that freedom of movement, and that's what the fairies are reminding us as well, especially with dancing coming in here. You know, allow that to really run through and move through here. Let me see if I can just move this up a little bit. There we go. So let's have a little look at why this void of course moon is coming up here. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So we've got gardening coming up. This is manifesting, planting and reaping. So they're saying here, you know, this, you really are, both new moons and full moons can be worked with to manifest, right, for alchemy. You know, the moon really governs the waters in our worlds, and we are made up primarily of water, and our blood is you know, very similar to the sea. So as the moon influences the sea, she influences us as well. Now we're being reminded that a full moon is about that, the reaping of what we sowed, of what we created. We're bringing this back in. I actually did a video on this on my Facebook page, which if you're not on my Facebook page, do find Ascension to Love with Alice, and click the like button on there, because we have different content, and we actually spoke about this in a video about how the moon really influences us, right? But what's really fascinating is that with the energy of the suns that have been coming in, and once again checking with that Helios transmission that that's been recorded maybe a week or two ago, because that will share with you a little bit further information about this. But there is massive growth happening here, right? But in order for this growth to happen, we have to finish releasing, you know, we have to stop planting the seeds that aren't bringing us a good crop, you know what I mean? So they're having us look at this. The moon is really drawing this out of us. This full moon, this last full moon of the year, is a perfect kind of close-up, right? Look at this. So we have dolphin coming out here, which is sacred geometry, cosmic consciousness, breath, and it came out with dragonfly, and that is a perfect message in itself, because dolphin comes out to remind us, and dolphin in the water, hey? You know, that the illusion that has been placed upon us lifetime upon lifetime upon lifetime is really being brought to the forefront with this full moon. The veil is really lifting around it so that we can tune in to the flow of the water, to the sacredness, to the matrix of water as it is. Like, water is such an ancient thing that, you know, it's not something that, like, you know, gets born and then dies, like, you know, something of the earth does. Water is continuously ever flowing, right? You know, the beautiful undines of the water, those water energies, you know, they're in every single drop of rain, every glass of water, every time you go and wash your hands. you know, that energy, that magic is there in that matrix of that water body, right? And allow that water to really like talk love and light into it. Allow the structure of that body of water to change and to really help clear whatever is void of course, whatever is not helping, right? Whatever is still clinging on there, you know. Allow that to happen. And Dragonfly comes forward because the magic really is in looking behind that veil, and looking behind the way that we've built up, the way that we've learned things, you know, like everything that we've learned in this lifetime is, this moon is really bringing it forward to question, you know. It's allowing you to really face that. So if you are someone who, you know, feels like they get affected by a full moon, you know, maybe feels a little bit restless or irritated or anything like that by a full moon, which I know some people do drink some more water and breathe love and light into it. Breathe love and light into that water. Allow it to glow within you, and allow it to illuminate as it runs through you, around you, over the top of you, and you know, influenced by that moon and allowing her to pull on it. Allow that water to really cleanse and clear, and breathe that divine you know, mother father energy into you and through you. I love that Dragonfly came out here with dolphin, you know. I'm just going to pull some more clarity cards to see if there's anything else that wishes to come through, any extra messages that wish to come through with anything that we've said here. So let's just have a little look. Is there anything else that we need to know about this moon cycle? So there is a crumbling happening, absolutely. What are you holding on to? This void of course moon is linked to that crumbling, you know. Mintaken is coming in here once again, that biggest body of water, that longing for home, you know, the original light workers. This is coming back to like Lemurian energy and that flow, that collective consciousness. This is about us returning to that unity consciousness, right? So whatever this full moon is going to draw from you, whatever is holding you back from feeling like you belong. What a beautiful message, because that's what we all want, is to belong, right? You know, for our soul to feel like it's on purpose. This is time, you guys. This moon is going to help you find and call in your soul family. And the way it's going to do that is it's going to allow you to move into releasing. So the week after this full moon is going to very much be about you releasing and allowing to crumble, you know, whatever is stopping you feeling like you belong, stopping you feeling like you're part of a family, whatever is stopping your soul from sinking. That's what this moon is going to bring us. What a beautiful gift to receive. Because this past year has been about opening the heart space. The divine masculine has been finding his feet and finding his voice and getting stronger and stronger with clarity and charisma, and you know, in the balanced way that the divine does. And in order to do that, the divine feminine has had to hold the space for such a long time. But now, once again, the divine feminine, it's time for her to just finally release anything extra, any of that judgment, competition, any of that lone wolf energy that keeps us from being as part of our family and belonging with each other. Our soul family is going to want to come in, and when we do, we're going to welcome them and accept them and not see them as competition or anything like that. Just see them as a beautiful, unique, divine aspect of all that is, which is the same as what you are. And when you do that, you realize that each individual that walks and graces this planet has their own deep calling, and no one else has the same calling that you do. No one else. And this is so beautiful, because when you find that alignment, you really do belong. You know, when you realize that, you draw in the family, and the family are there to hold you, hold the space around you, and really love you unconditionally, which is what everyone wants. You allow yourself to tune back into the beautiful, sacred, geometrical, everything. Right? I'm trying to find a word and I'm just like, no, everything, the sacred everything. You're releasing the illusions, right? And you're continuing to do so. So you may find that this full moon, for those around you that have got family and friends that haven't really been fully awoke, or whatever you wish to call it, that haven't maybe seen fully from their heart space, are starting to realize that their heart is getting stronger and stronger, and that light within it is getting more and more powerful. And when that light gets more and more powerful, it illuminates more and more shadows to be embraced and transcended. And when that happens, we I can't even speak, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I can. Okay. We reach that collective tipping point, you know? And that's what's about to happen. We've just entered this age of Aquarius. This is the first moon cycle. After that is a full moon, right? Which will then allow us to release, to close up cycle, to bring through something new. And that's where that introspection is going to come in. So this is going to really tune into the subtle energies here. But what a beautiful message, and a beautiful way that this moon is going to support our emotional, spiritual and energetical growth, and that sense of belonging. So allow yourself to do the work. Allow yourself to recognize that each experience you have now will be really subtle and beautiful, and it will be an opportunity for you to release what isn't serving you, release any off-course moons, right? Void of course, sorry. Off path, and help you find that sense of belonging. So that's what's going to come in. So there is always integration periods, but this full moon is really going to highlight and offer you even more clarity on what you want in that deep soul heart space, right? Beautiful. I really look forward to doing the new moon reading for January the 13th. But until then, I'm gonna send you all so much love, so many blessings. Do subscribe and like this video if it resonated to you, and I look forward to seeing you guys maybe on a card pull on my Facebook page as well. But for now, so much love, so many blessings. It's always an honor and a privilege to be here with you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.